Alright, real quick before we get this video started, we for the continuation of one of my parts, I did it on my main channel, Boss DK. So if y'all want to go, check that bad boy, y'all can. I did that just to, try to bring some traction over here for the people that are interested. They're like, and I even said it in the video, so I'll probably link the video down below, which would have been smart from the get go. I'm silly. But then again, I'm not used to trying to have multiple channels. Oh God, it's gonna be so beneficial when it pays off. Oh, but anyways, I'm not very diverse in the world of Naruto, but we're gonna try to give one of the bigger ones, one of the bigger ones a lot better off. Okay. Now, for this to happen, I'm gonna have to do some tweaking to the story, okay? And I don't know how far this tweaking is gonna go, but I can always try to re-ramp it or try to change it up in some way or some fashion, okay? So first things first, we got to change Minato. We're gonna keep him, the same he is, right? And what I'm thinking, right, is I can either make it to where he's a percentage of Uchiha, and then make it a percentage where Kushina, she's a percentage of Uchiha, right? And then this way, Naruto still gets everything he got prior, but the main difference here is he's how do I put this? Naruto's gonna be in Uchiha base. That's kind of the whole premise of what we're going for. I'm just trying to see how this affects the story because I think we can keep it almost where it's similar. No. I'm gonna have something that changes it all together. Okay. We're going to have it where Minato dates someone that's either a full Uchiha or 50, but it's gonna be Kushina or whatever. Sure. But we could say she's, got the Uzumaki clan shits, or she's a hybrid or something like that. Just so Naruto gave him his chakra reserve, but that won't really matter when we get to, I guess, the meat of the story. Now, the reason I'm going to say this, right, is I think this is going to have, a big-ass ripple effect, right? Because if Minato's dating a Uchiha, right, that's gonna make it to where the cool and the Uchiha is feeling ostracized. It's gonna go down immediately because Minato even says he's going to train an Uchiha or something of something like this, and somebody else is gonna eventually become the Hokage, right? So the coup that was gonna happen originally might not happen, or it might not need to happen. The reason I say it might not need to happen is it's not gonna happen at all. And since Minato is dating Uchiha, she's able to, we could just say she's one of the head Uchihas or something like that, right next to Fuzagu or Itachi's dad, man. And so we're gonna have it to where it's we're gonna have it to where it's something to that effect, right? So they're always talking. And Itachi, instead of just being big body, cold blooded, and all this type of stuff, since Minato's dating Uchiha, he's gonna also be talking to. And so what I'm thinking, right, is Minato, he's gonna be hanging out with the Uchihas a lot more prior to him even becoming Hokage, due to some fact is the person he's dating, okay, is Uchiha, and he's just been, their relationship as a whole has been a lot different, okay? And on top of this, he even has, in his squad, he has a, Uchiha, so he's able to help with the training and all this stuff. So the relationship between the Uchihas and the main, place is going to be a lot different. So I don't think the coup will happen. I personally almost don't think, the people will be slaughtered too, because since Minato, this might be completely far-based, okay? Once again, not an expert, but I'm thinking that Minato's gonna, be a little more wiser to Danzo's trickery and buffoonery, because he's gonna be cool with Itachi. And Itachi's gonna know, and he's yeah, I don't trust Danzo. And plus, when Itachi talked to, what was that nigga name? Orochimaru, he was like, look, kid, there's kind of no point to living, dog. It's all GG's out here, my mans. Like, on some shit like that, right? So, he's gonna have, Itachi is gonna have interactions with, what's that nigga name? Is gonna have interactions with Minato at an early age, thus he can kind of see like, oh, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. So he's gonna trust Minato a lot better, and he's also gonna trust the head that will futurely be, his, Naruto's mom. Okay, so that relationship's gonna go there. Shisui, he's still gonna have to, deal with his shit or whatever, right? But what we're gonna have is it to in a minute here. We're gonna have it to where Naruto's a little more mature for his age than he should be, kind of like Itachi, to make this work. Because me and my homie was thinking about this. He was like, "Hey, bro, this would be cool." Me, free trip, and so that's how it happened. The coup shouldn't happen because Itachi's gonna be, a little more onto it. Itachi's dad, he's going to be a little more, more cooperative, so he's not really going to feel the need to start a coup from the first place, or even if he did, he'll shut it down and be like, nah, we shouldn't, right? And now we get into Naruto being born. Naruto's just going to be born per usual, but he's going to, let's say, I don't know what the ages are for the Chunin's exams or, like school and all that stuff, right? But what I'm thinking, right, is we can have it to where, like, Naruto, we can say maybe he's like a little bit older than Sasuke. I don't know what the age difference I can make it, but once again, we're just gonna say he's a little more mature. So I think that should like kind of compensate, right? And so now him and Itachi is always, going back and forth. So instead of Naruto being, his best friend being the swing, he's actually with the Itachi, the Uchihas for the most part, and he's just, doing training, and they're teaching him different, like, techniques and little shit he can do. While we got, an Uchiha that has, I guess you could say they have the Ninth Tails in them, okay? And they're doing their own thing, so instead of him just being reckless and being stupid, I'm saying he's 3, so somewhere around there, if that's, a little bit older than Sasuke. And so, all of that type of stuff is happening, right? And now, with that being said, we can have it to where, Itachi's always talking to Naruto about different things. And since they're not really around the same age, but mentally they're around like the same place and the same thought process, they're able to, kind of, go with different thoughts and go with different things and stuff, right? And we can potentially say this is like around the time Danzo is scheming, because we can still say he's scheming, right? And they end up figuring it out, and some stuff like this, sometime later. And we can even have it to where Sasuke is finally born. He's finally coming into play, and your boy, like you remember, if y'all remember, there was a time where Itachi like folded on some Uchihas for being reckless or maybe thinking he was a traitor. We can say all that stuff still happens when Shisui gets rolled up or he gets drugged or poisoned. That same thing happens, but the only difference here is Naruto's going to be with them since Naruto's a little older and he has better handles. And so instead of Shisui just giving out one eye, we can say he somehow got away. All right, let's say he was just on some real nigga shit, right? He somehow got away, or let's say the poison that, poisoned your boy, wasn't as big body and shit, right? So he was somehow able to get away. Instead of just, giving Itachi one of his eyes, he looked at Naruto and said, here. And he basically ended up giving both his eyes to at least one of these niggas, right? So, one, right there, what would happen is Naruto's he's a young kid and he's very emotional, so he's going to be like, and, he's not like, just, gonna lose his shit, but he's gonna, feel some type of way. So him and Itachi are like, damn, this is crazy. Who did this to you? And it was like, Danzo. And Naruto's like, I'm gonna tell my daddy. Like, I'm gonna get this nigga fucked up. Like, you got me played. Me and Itachi about to ride deep. like he's also shit like that. Like, we about to ride deep on this nigga, okay? Like, he's done. We're going to fuck this nigga's life up. And so That's the best intro I could do for what if Naruto was like an Uchiha. Yee.